Going to take our next topic, that is definition of time series. A time series is a set of observation taken at specified time period, and usually these observation are taken at equal interval of time. So how we can denote time series? So while denoting time series, a time is to be taken as independent variable in the time series and it will be denoted by t, and the dependent variable associated with it will be denoted by yt. So we can represent the time series, that is time is to be taken as t, so we can take the values 1 2 3 up to n, and variable, that is yt, so we can take the values y1 y2 y3 and up to yn. Now students, we will go for our next topic, that is importance as well as uses of time series. As you know what situation prevailing in the world, and due to the uncertainties in trade and business activities, the information collected in the form of time series is extremely useful. So the analysis of time series done in this way is useful in trade, science, social and political field as follows. What are the uses? First, it's given. It is possible to know the past situation and use it to obtain the time and measure of variation. So we can obtain what are the type and what are the measures of variation. Next, it is possible to estimate the value of the variable in future using statistical method. Using various method, what we are learning and what we will learn. So using these method, we can estimate the value of the variable for the future also. Next, now once we have estimated the value for the future, so proper decision can be taken for the future using the estimated value, and activities and our program we can plan accordingly. Next, once we have done the activities and we have planned each and everything, so comparative study can be carried out for the variation in the given variable at different places or time intervals, and whatever we have planned we have completed it also, so we can take the comparative study and after that we can compare it from the past data. Our next topic is components of time series. We saw that there is a composite effect of many factors on the variable of the time series which brings fluctuation in the values of the variable. After observing different time series, it is known that the variation in the variable exhibit a specific pattern. So the time series can be decomposed in the following component based on these pattern. So first is long-term component or trend. The variation seen in the variable of the time series over a very long period of time is the effect of long-term component or trend. The variable of a time series is generally found to have a continuous increase or decrease. So this is due to the trend. For example, decreasing value of rupees in the international market, increasing uses of mobile phone, rising population of the country, decreasing death rate, etc. So the overall changes taking place in the variable of that series are considered here. The factors responsible for these changes produces a very slow pace of variation. For example, the number of literates are increasing in India, but this change is taking slowly in the last 60 to 70 years. Generally, the causes of such variation are the changing customs in the society, changing in taste, choices of the people, technological changes in the industry, etc. Next is seasonal component. The variation occurring in the time series variable almost regularly over a very short period of time is the effect of seasonal component. The period of oscillation of such variation is usually less than a year. It is necessary to record the short-term values in the time series to study these variation, and it is not possible to get the information about the seasonal component if the yearly value of the given variable are available. So the seasonal component affect the time series are as follows. First, effect of natural factor. The variation in the value of the time series occur in association with the season or weather fluctuation. Such variations occur at almost regular interval. For example, the demand of fan, cooler, AC while increasing the summer. Then whereas the demand of woolen increasing in winter and market price reduced when the new crop is ready, etc. Next, effect of man-made factor. The variations occurring regularly in less than 1 year period are caused by the festival customs in the society, habit of people, etc. For example, the purchase of ornaments increase during marriage season. Kites are in demand during Uttarayan. Then the number of customers increases at the restaurant and theaters during weekends, etc. As the period of oscillation of these type of variation is almost certain, they are called regular variation. If the time and measure of these variation are known, then the traders producers are benefited as higher profit can be earned by a control over their inventory. Next is cyclical component. The variations occurring in the time series variable at approximately regular interval of more than 1 year are the effect of cyclical component. The variations occurring due to this component are less regular as compared to seasonal component. The period of oscillation of these variations can be 2 to 10 years, or in specific circumstances it can be of 10 to 15 years. The cyclical movement is component is also considered as short term component, and the time interval of variation due to this component is less than that of the time for the whole series, which can be 40 to 50 years or even more. The cycles of boom and recession are the example of these variations. Next, random and irregular component. The effect of irregular or random component is also seen in the variation of the variable of a time series in addition to the approximately regular short term component like seasonal and cyclical, which also give short term effect. If the value in the series change due to sudden and unpredictable causes, the changes are called random variations. The time interval and the effect of these variation is not certain. The variation which cannot be attributed to any one of the trained seasonal component, cyclical component is the effect of random component. These fluctuations appear completely unexpected and are irregular. It cannot be predicted, it does repeat regularly and cannot be